It was a measure of how Wrexham are being viewed by rival National League teams at present, as one Chesterfield scribe simply exclaimed, "I'd have taken a 1-0 defeat before kick-off, to be honest," after watching his side beaten on Saturday. Momentum is building at the Racecourse. Wrexham fans are daring to dream that this could be the season in which they return to the Football League and end an 11-campaign exile, said Spirit's media man, seeming to agree with that assessment. Saturday's win, however, workmanlike, it might have been as described by Brian Hughes in the immediate aftermath, kept the Dragons at the summit of the standings and seemingly on track when said stint out of the league. This was a fixture that little more than a decade ago would not have looked out of place in League One. Indeed, it is 1 week shy of being exactly 22 years since this encounter graced an FA Cup quarter-final. How the mighty have fallen. Certainly, given the Spirits are in danger of suffering a third successive relegation to drop from the third tier of the English pyramid to the sixth. The Dragons' disastrous opening to 2019 that saw them lose 4 in the league on the trot and be in genuine danger of seeing their title pursuit end with 4 months of the campaign now seems a distant memory. Wrexham AFC's Ben Tollett takes on the Chesterfield defence. Image, Daily Post. Wales moving back to the summit saw Hughes' men take advantage of slip-ups by their rivals, yet they know they can ill afford any similar errors over the remaining 10 games if they are to clinch the title and the solitary promotion berth. Indeed, of the 7 sides occupying the top 7 following Saturday's round of fixtures, only Eastleigh did not secure a win, highlighting Hughes' notion that the chase for the crown is set to go right to the final day. What Saturday's victory for Wrexham ensured was their 2-point lead over nearest rivals Solihull Moors, maintained at 2 points, despite the Midlanders having a game in hand, while they are 5 points clear of Leyton Orient in third, who the Dragons travel to face in the early kick-off next Saturday, but having played 2 games more. For Chesterfield's part, they remain heavily mired in trouble. John Sheridan's Spirit sitting in 19th place, just 4 points clear of Havant. Sheridan's side headed into the contest as one of the form teams in the 5th tier, the recently installed manager having turned things around since his appointment to edge the Proact Stadium side away from the bottom 4. Paul Rutherford in action for Wrexham AFC against Chesterfield. Image, Daily Post. Wales. Yet as he turned away from the Racecourse press bench on Saturday, this particular Chesterfield scribe respectfully recognised the challenge Wrexham are making for the National League crown, and that, much like so many other teams who have travelled to the Racecourse this season, that any kind of positive result from a trek to North Wales would have been seen as a bonus. But had it not been for Akil Wright's intervention 2 minutes after the hour mark, then a share of the spoils was not beyond the visitors, who in fairness had chances of their own and played their part in a gritty encounter. Wright, by his own standards, is amidst a prolific, goal-scoring spree, the midfielder grabbing his 4th of the season in all competitions, and his 2nd in 4 games, the despondent figure he cut after missing a glut of chances in Hughes' maiden win as new manager over Dagenham. New Wrexham AFC keeper says he is ready, if called upon. A game for the purists. This was not, at best it was gritty, at worst it was a nervous showing from the Dragons. Especially the first half, as both sides were guilty of giving possession away far too often, perhaps understandable from the home side after 3 long away trips inside the space of a week. Attention now turns to Saturday's clash at Leyton Orient in front of the BT Sport TV cameras, with Hughes hopeful of having a few more of his sidelined stars back for action. Stuart Bevan in action for Wrexham AFC against Chesterfield. Image, Daily Post. Wales. Mark Carrington's injury at Gateshead 7 days earlier ensured his absence from Saturday's clash. Hughes glad to see skipper Sean Pearson available after a back injury, with Kieran Kennedy moving to right back. Rob Layton and 2 made a return in goal after missing his first league game of the season last week, while Stuart Bevan too was deemed fit to lead the line, Jason Oswald dropping to the bench. Wrexham AFC boss admits relief at rivals' FA Trophy exit. Both sides started well, but it was Wrexham who had the first sight of goal, James Jennings firing over after good work between Paul Rutherford, Bevan and Ben Tollett, while the recalled striker was soon after just beaten to a knockdown from Pearson as he met Luke Young's corner. Curtis Weston clipped the top of the Dragons bar with a powerful drive from the edge of the box after a poor clearing kick from Leighton, while Mark Anthony Fortune saw an effort blocked by Pearson. Jennings guilty of gifting possession away on the edge of the area. After an initial bright start, Wrexham were being penned back deeper as Chesterfield began to gain a foothold, but the home side went closest to breaking the deadlock as Bevan freed Tollett, the on-loan winger, beating the covering defence for pace, but denied by a stunning sprawling save from former Dragons stopper Shwan Jalal. Wrexham AFC suffer another injury blow. Fortune tried an audacious but ultimately disappointing overhead kick that failed to trouble Leighton as the second half failed to spark into any kind of meaningful life-on resumption, but all that was to change as the match ticked over to the hour mark, right timing his run to perfection to arrive late in the box and head Young's tantalizing cross home after good work between Bevan, Rutherford and Kennedy. Wrexham AFC's Kieran Kennedy challenges for the ball against Chesterfield. Image, Daily Post Wales. Jennings saw a free kick after Jalal handled on the edge of the box straight into the wall, before Bevan miscued an air shot after Tollett weaved his way into the box. Wrexham were almost caught out at the back moments later. Jonathan Smith's cross nodded back across goal by Tom Denton for Ellis Chapman, his effort tipped round the post by Leighton, before Denton had it over from the ensuing corner, and Jason Oswell cleared a Will Evans effort off the line. Leighton needed to rush off his line to beat former Wrexham striker Scott Bowden to a Kieran Kennedy back header, while Denton screwed a header wide of the mark as the visitors surged forward. A brilliant Tollett run brought the crowd to their feet, the ball finding Rutherford on the edge of the box, the winger only able to curl his effort wide of Jalal's far post. Smith fired over the top at the other end. Wright was grateful to see his clearing header miss Leighton's near post, the goalkeeper wrong-footed by the midfielder's intervention. Wrexham needed to survive 4 minutes of added-on time, but did so to remain clear at the top of the pile. Wrexham 4-2-3-1, Leighton, Kennedy, Lawler, Pearson, Jennings, Walker, Young, Rutherford, Wright, Tollett, Holroyd 81, Bevan, Oswell 66. Subs: Dibble, Roberts, Stockton. Book: Pearson, Chesterfield 3-5-2, Jalal, Evans, Hollis, Yarney, Smith, Weston, Weir, Shaw 70, Chapman, Red 81, Binham, Williams, Bowden, Fortune, Denton 61. Subs: Anion, McGuire. Booked: Jalal, Yarney. Referee: Carl Brook. At 7,106, 576 away. Man of the match: Akil Wright took the goal well, but was a real physical presence for the Dragons throughout. Moment of the match: the pinpoint cross from Luke Young that saw Akil Wright score the only goal.